After disasters, wonderful people like you rally to help your neighbors with all kinds of services and supplies.
But how do you maximize your donation and ensure it helps survivors? When you support crisis cleanup, you are helping more than 1,000 relief agencies on the ground. Instead of passing 95% or even 100% of your donation on to survivors, crisis cleanup multiplies the impact of each dollar by at least 100 times.
For every $100 you donate, Crisis Cleanup saves survivors $10,000. We do this by helping volunteers help more people. Crisis Cleanup is well established as the national standard for collaborative disaster cleanup.
We have coordinated 70 disasters, including back-to-back catastrophic hurricanes in 2017.
We connect relief organizations with the people who need help by taking a Craigslist approach to disaster recovery. Organizations that are aware of a need enter the information into the system. Then organizations with capacity help as soon as they can. When everyone uses the system, tens of thousands of volunteers from hundreds of organizations go straight to work, and each organization knows where the others are working.
Crisis Cleanup creates unprecedented coordination among organizations like AmeriCorps, the United Way, Catholic Charities, the United Methodist, Islamic Relief, Mormon Helping Hands, Nahama, 211 operators, and more than 1,000 others. We take many administrative burdens off relief organizations. Here are 3 real-life examples of how Crisis Cleanup helps volunteers help more people.
Volunteers from a local church spend a week cleaning up homes in a neighborhood. As far as they can see, there is nothing more to do and are about to leave. They join Crisis Cleanup and see that there are thousands of other homes that need help. They re-engage for several more weeks, helping many more families. Before volunteers can help a survivor, they must assess the home. Volunteers go door to door, taking time to gain the trust of each resident. But with the Crisis Cleanup hotline, survivors can call for help and have their information in the system in minutes, freeing up field volunteers to swing hammers.
Before Crisis Cleanup, volunteers would have to travel a long distance to a volunteer reception center, then wait in line for even longer to check in. They receive paperwork orders and drive to the other side of the county to help. But with Crisis Cleanup, the team leader logs in and claims work orders in the middle of the week. Then on the weekend, after coordinating with the homeowner, they skip the line and drive straight to the work site.
Crisis Cleanup saves volunteers a lot of time, so they can save survivors a lot of money. In all, relief organizations have saved survivors $385 million in the last 5 years. But of that, $64 million would have been lost without Crisis Cleanup. This system is free and must always remain free to relief agencies. We've come a long way, but we still have a long way to go. As we add new features, we save volunteers even more time. Your donation helps cover development, administrative, and support costs so that relief organizations can do what they do best: help people.
As field volunteers, we created Crisis Cleanup to solve the frustrations we experienced ourselves. Waiting in long lines, traveling to homes that had already been cleaned, and knowing there were people who needed help who we could not find.
It worked so well that as new disasters arose, relief agencies asked if they could use it again. They would introduce it to other organizations. It's now grown to the point that we coordinate a new disaster every 2 weeks.
We have kept Crisis Cleanup going for the last 5 years through periods of employment and unemployment, often funding the system ourselves. We do it because we care.
And we know that without Crisis Cleanup, thousands of families would not get help. We help volunteers help more people. Turn your $100 into $10,000 by supporting Crisis Cleanup.